You're with Julian on the Brown Notes, and Anthony Albanese, Captain Boring, and I like that. And apologies once again for my very quickly fading voice, which is not a boon for a 2-hour radio show. So I was out there complaining massively about Anthony Albanese about 5 years ago and saying that he had to be removed from the leadership of the Labour Party not because he wasn't a good man and not because he wasn't somebody that would make a good Prime Minister. I said that he would. It's the fact that he would never have gotten there. So I did post quite a lot online saying about how they needed to get rid of him because he was such an ineffective campaigner. He didn't cut through. He'd been there for a few years and the media just ignored him and followed Captain Idiot Boy, Scott Morrison, trying to dominate the 24-hour news cycle. So I did say, after Bill Shorten, who was actually really quite good with the media and cut through, that, he was a great guy, but he was a terrible campaigner. And the most important thing was to get Scott Morrison out of Parliament. But he's grown into the role so much. I mean, it wasn't really fair this time because his opponent was so weak, but I don't think that's changed how much Anthony Albanese has grown into the role. He's braver. He's more charismatic. He's more confident about talking to the media, owning issues, dominating his opponent. Where did this come from? It's like he genuinely has grown into the role. I mean, he sticks it to journalists so much harder. And he seems to have good timing and, above all else, great discipline. I mean, the final 2 years of Scott Morrison defeated himself. Anthony Albanese did not defeat the Liberal Party. The Liberal Party were waltzing their way to an election victory, but a year and a half of utter calamities, sex abuse scandals, corruption, sackings, appalling statements from ScoMo himself, putting everyone in the country offside with him on going to Hawaii, or the Brittany Higgins scandal. I mean, every week it was a new thing. So Albo reversed the victory, but this time he's just playing with Dutton like a kitten playing with a ball of wool. I thought this was a good indication. This was in the Murdoch press they've basically been saying, that this election's over and Dutton is toast, and that's coming from them 2 weeks out from the poll. That's not what happened last time. Where I called the election for Albanese about 3 weeks out from the poll last time. The day before they had to stop reporting, they were still saying in the media that the polls are really close and it was a tight run thing, but I never ever believed that. But this time I called the election for Anthony Albanese in June last year. There's never been a close election here at all. Dutton was never electable, but Anthony Albanese's far exceeded. I think, isn't it good to have a good man in charge? I don't think any of us believe that Scott Morrison's a good man. I thought this is from today in the Murdoch press. A glowing endorsement of Anthony Albanese by Hollywood megastar Russell Crowe has resurfaced, with the actor declaring Australia lucky to have him as Prime Minister. This is from Sky News Australia in April 2023. Albanese is a South Sydney supporter, so obviously has connections with Russell Crowe, the owner of the club. Or is he still owner? Did he sell out yet? He's trying to sell out, but I don't know if he did. The pair have known each other for 25 years, Crowe revealed. Here's what I'll tell you about Anthony Albanese. When I took over the club, every man and his dog asked me for stuff. He never did. He always turned up. If there was something big going on for the club and we wanted him there, he always turned up. He kept his own membership and he buys his own tickets. Of course, if he'd asked, I'd have given them. Because if he wanted to go to the game, he was going for his own reasons. This, to me, shows the quality of the guy. Isn't it good to have a good man in charge? Do any of you think that any of the last 5 or 6 leaders have been good people at heart. The biggest thing that the media are attacking Anthony Albanese, and the media in Australia is pretty right-wing, the biggest thing that they can hammer him for is being boring. Isn't that what we want from politicians? Do we want ScoMo dominating the 24-hour news cycle with one thing after another, like Trump flooding the zone, so that the only thing in the media is them? Because there's one calamity and catastrophe and controversy every couple of days? Or do we want a really boring leader that has led a really tight ship, where virtually no one has been subject to controversy or sacking or sexual abuse scandals or rorting? That's what I want from politicians. And he's going to be rewarded with an increased majority. In the modern era, a first-term leader getting an increased majority is amazing. And I think that shows just how much the public are sick and tired of that whole very media flooding right-wing populism where everything gets attacked and everything's a controversy and everything ends up on Sky News at night for sound bites, for this very, very pedestrian, competent bunch of people that are doing their jobs. That's what I want from politicians. Not on the front pages every day. And he's going to get rewarded. So Vale to, I think, somebody that is growing into becoming one of Australia's greatest prime ministers.